Hello and welcome to another episode of The Accidental Trainer. I'm your host, Lisa Spinelli, and I have with me here today Elizabeth Fine, who's a learner advocate and a former teacher turned trainer. So hi, Elizabeth, how you doing?
Hi, I'm great. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Although this always airs on a Wednesday, so happy.
Well, that's okay.
I wanted to ask you today, in preparation for our podcast episode that will be airing in just a few days from when this goes live on YouTube. I know that you were a teacher, as we just announced. So maybe just talk a little bit about what made you want to leave teaching and know you wanted to go into training and learning development.
Yeah, so I was a teacher for 10 years. I taught middle school science in Florida, Alabama, and California. So a wide variety of states there. Everyone knows that middle school can be a difficult age. I did enjoy working with my middle schoolers. They're an interesting bunch. Lots of great relationships were formed. But in the end, ultimately teaching and all of the red tape and bureaucracy, it took a toll on my mental health and made me really question what I was doing in the role. Was I making an impact? Was I happy? And I decided ultimately it just wasn't for me. I could no longer do it and be happy and live the life that I wanted to live. So I decided it was time for a change. I probably started looking at around year 6 or 7 and didn't find another industry to work in until approximately 3 years later. So it took a while, but ultimately what led me to change was advocating for my mental health.
That's awesome. And such a huge thing right now for a lot of people, people who never had really problems or thinking about their mental health status and are now reevaluating, right? What is it that they really want to do with the rest of their lives, since everybody's kind of felt that mortality poke in the last year or two here?
I think after this year for teachers, I know that there's been a lot of teachers on LinkedIn reach out to me and want to find something different to do with their life that satisfies them and brings them happiness in their career and professional lives. I don't know that the number has definitely increased compared to other years, but I think if I had been in the classroom this year and having to adjust to remote learning and all of the implications that came with that, having concerns for my own health. I have health issues and wouldn't have wanted to be in the classroom personally. I know other teachers may have had different viewpoints, but for me personally, I would not have felt comfortable being in a classroom, masked or unmasked. So I imagine there was, if I had been teaching this year, my mental health would have suffered greatly. I imagine that teachers did not get a great introduction or hand-holding to kind of remote learning and how to do remote learning. So I feel like it was a struggle for everyone, no matter whatever situation they were in, whether they were hybrid, remote, in person, there had to be a struggle.
Oh, I'm sure. I know from hearing my kids' teachers talk about what kind of training they got and push right into e-learning. It was pretty incredible. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. We will be seeing you in just a couple days on the podcast.